Hello. It's been a hot minute, huh? On today's moderately spooky episode, I'm reanimating the rotting corpses of some cool old hardware I found. Ooh. So I was in a thrift store the other day, and I spotted a computer. It was all alone, the poor thing. I noticed the Windows 98/Windows ME sticker and the Pentium 3 sticker, and I got real excited. And the chassis itself was so unique, I'd never seen one quite like it before. I have to have it.
Do you, though?
For a whole 20 Canadian dollaroos? Why not?
Don't you have enough?
I also found this neat Samsung SyncMaster 151BM monitor with a cool party trick. It's got a couple of scuffs and scrapes, but it's fine, it's fine. I think I can clean a lot of this up. It's only like $15, why not?
Jesse!
I also bought a cute little cereal mouse, but that's not even remotely applicable to this machine. So let's see what we've got here. Really cool face on this thing, I'm loving the design. I really hope that red bit lights up. Anyways, spinning it around, it appears to be a Daewoo computer, a Korean company. I think they also make cars? It's a Daewoo CT6640. Interesting. I cannot find a damn thing on the internet about this machine. We got some rust here. Huh. The I/O shield doesn't seem to match up with the legend. This suggests the guts are not what I signed up for. The power supply is also clearly not the original. The case uses a non-standard screw layout that is only barely working with this standard power supply. Well, that's definitely not a Pentium 3. Bummer. That is a socket 478 with one of the worst heatsink mounting methods ever. Seriously, I've found several 478 based machines in thrift stores with all their mounting hardware already busted. Because so many people don't know how to remove it properly, myself included. So this isn't even really a Daewoo machine anymore. This is just a plain Jane early 2000s machine. Either a Pentium 4 or a Celeron under that nasty heatsink. A couple of PCI slots, AGP slots, so that's nice. I can shove a graphics card in here. I'll have to power it on and snoop some specs. Let's see what it can do. Alright, no hard drive. Okay, let's fix that. So this motherboard is from around 2002, just a year or so before SATA, the current most common drive connector, was released. This means it's using IDE, which was 2002's most common connector for hard drives, CD, DVD drives, etc. While I do have a whole bunch of old IDE drives, they're all either full of my own ancient stuff, or other thrift store finds full of weird treasures to explore. Seriously, wipe your drives of any personal data before donating them. The things I've seen. So, in place of a hard drive, I'm going to use this handy little device, an SD card to IDE adapter. This allows me to replace this big fella with this little guy. There are surely some performance differences, but that's not the point of this video. Now the back of this guy has some exposed pins, and I don't want to short anything out, so let's protect it. For this project, we'll need some cardboard, scissors, and some twist ties. Here's a greasy crackers box. Snick snick. Make an appropriately sized little sheet. Shank it, imprison it, and there it is, safe. Now let's install the little snack. I figured the sticker said Windows ME on it, so let's give that a spin. This is probably a terrible idea. Installation was a nightmare. First off, it took a hot minute to get the machine to even see the adapter. I reseated the cable and card a few times until it all seemed fine. Then when going to install, it'd just not install. It'd unpack a handful of files and then tell me the disk was full. I'd run fdisk, noodle around with partitions, and long story short, after doing the same thing like 9 times, it just finally worked. Cool. Oh, and to make matters worse, I bought a little VGA capture device like 2 years ago, and I haven't even attempted to use it until now. Welp. Trying to record the output and I got nothing. Starting to think this machine might be slightly cursed. After an hour of screwing around, using the splitter, plugging it in directly, swapping cables, changing the settings on the capture PC, I'm getting pretty sour. This little thing cost me like $60, and of course it'd be a dud. Of course I'd wait almost 2 years to use it. Then my wife says,
Have you tried it on a different machine?
No, I haven't. So I bust out this old HP laptop, and sure enough, it works just fine. I mean, huge sigh of relief that the capture card does work, but why in the blazing blue fuck won't it work on this weird beast? Anyways, installation completes, and I boot into Windows for the first time on this machine, and bam, the capture card starts working. But only once the machine is in Windows. Why can't it see any of the boot screen stuff on this machine? It worked fine on the old HP laptop. And additionally, why is the video output so dim compared to the HP, both in capture and on the monitor? I thought maybe the splitter was doing that, but it seemed just as dim without it. I mean, maybe I'm an idiot. Maybe the answer is super obvious. Let me know how much of an idiot I am in the comments. Anyways, let's see what this cursed relic can do in its natural dust-insulated state. Alright, forgive me, I got some noodling to do here. Gotta get it all set up right, make myself comfy. Alright, so let's talk specs. First thing to note, it's a Celeron. I mean, that's fine. Celerons are value chips for budget PCs. A Pentium 4 would have been a whole lot cooler. Well, probably legitimately hotter. They do tend to run kinda spicy in my experience. But hey, this should be plenty more than what I'd have expected from a Pentium 3, so I'm gonna operate under that mindset. And yo, big shout out to Asus for still hosting all the drivers for a 20-year-old motherboard. Shout out to any manufacturer who continues to support their ancient hardware with manuals, drivers, etc. You're the MVPs. Anyways, it's a Celeron, womp womp, clocked at 2 GHz. It's got 768 megabytes of mismatched RAM, very good. And for graphics, it's running a little onboard Sys 315 chip. Aww. There is a free AGP slot, we'll worry about that later. Let's install some games and benchmarks. First things first, of course, Unreal Tournament version 432. Whoa, several days were spent trying to find out why the audio sounded like trash in the captures. Turns out the capture laptop sound card has some kind of proprietary enhancements enabled in its weird software, one of which is noise suppression. I wouldn't know that for several days, so sorry if the footage sounds like it's being sat on. Running the City intro benchmark at 1024 by 768 with default settings, I got an average of 37.94 frames per second. I mean, that's playable. Not great, but I can work with that. Maybe I'm just spoiled. Quake 2 version 3.05 at 800 by 600, I got 24.4 FPS. Oh, cinematic. At 1024 by 768, I got 17 frames per second. Kinda garbage. All right, let's try some 3D Mark 99. Meow. Whoa. 5,560 3D marks and 20,622 CPU 3D marks. I don't know what that means. Maybe that's good. Let's try 3D Mark 2000. Meow. 2,123 3D marks. I guess we don't do the CPU 3D marks anymore. All right. Now let's try 3D Mark 2001. Oh, nope. Needs DirectX 8.1 installed. Better find that. Here it is. We install it, and now we can... No. It's installed. What's your deal? After several attempts of installing DirectX 8.1, I noticed a patch alongside the original install file. Yep, that did it. My bad. Anyways, here we go! 993. That doesn't sound great. But I have no point of reference, so maybe that's fine. Okay, so there's a baseline caked in dust. We should really give this thing a thorough cleaning though. Let's pop it open and assess the situation. Ugh, people dust. Don't breathe this. What's worse is I have no idea whose dust this is. This ain't even my skin. It's all just powdered stranger. It is everywhere. I am very smart. Okay, let's get at that CPU. Of course I busted the retention bracket thingy. Jeez, these things suck. I've got a replacement heatsink in a drawer somewhere, but man, these things sure were the worst. Let's get that motherboard out of there. That is no dust bunny. Look at this absolute dust rhino. Oh, here it comes. No. Really holding on, eh, little buddy? Sorry, that's the best shot I got since the close-up camera apparently didn't record. Oh well. This thermal paste is a little bit crusty. Wow, that is one scuffed up CPU. Just gonna slap a fresh coat on there and perfect. So here's that replacement heatsink I was talking about. Much better retention system, but man, it is just a bit too snug. Spending the whole motherboard, and I am at least a little worried it's gonna break it. We shall see, I suppose. I don't even need to clean this. Its bracket's busted, but I wanna, so I'm gonna. Dust off the RAM, yes. Next is the rear USB bracket and the incredibly pointy I/O shield. Here's an awesome and cool IDE cable. They're normally flat ribbons, but this one's round, you see. Tubular, you might say. A little bit of two-sided tape for these little pull tabs. There, good as thoroughly used. Give the power supply a quick blast and I'll wipe down. I'm not even gonna be using the floppy drive, so I don't really need to clean it, but I'm gonna because, ugh, gross. Now let's clean the inside of the case. There's the optical drive. What the heck is that? Now let's pop the front of the case off. Oh, wow. Did you know that while most rhinos are solitary creatures, the dust rhino tends to travel in herds? This is also known as a crash. This is a crash of rhinos if I've ever seen one. Okay, so there is an LED for that front red bit. Either it's burnt out or wasn't connected correctly? I don't know. The case, especially the unpainted metal, is heavily stained in some spots. Not even soap and rubbing alcohol could get this off. Shove some RAM in there, yes, very good. Now let's reassemble. Stand back, I'm going to manage some cables. Poorly. Let's put the drive cage in, upside down for some reason. Yep, there we go. Can't forget the I/O shield. I mean, you could, I often do, but you shouldn't. This took far too long to line up the motherboard with it though. Plug in that 4-pin, think, maybe I can do some cool IDE ribbon origami for peak aesthetic. It does not work. I decided, you know what? I need a little shelf to rest the little snack on. So I present GoodFoo. This video is not sponsored by GoodFoo. Now, the keen-eyed among you may have noticed that it's not the SDE to IDE jumble I'm shoving in there. This is because I'm getting way too ahead of myself. It shall be rectified shortly. Thinking about hooking up that floppy, but I'm not going to use it, and all I've got is a far too short or far too long cable for it, and they're not rounded. It's just going to clutter the place up, so yeah. Install the USB dealie. Ah, there we are. That's better. Now how the heck do these go again? Save me, Google. Slap that side panel on there and let's see how it runs. All right, here we go. Ah, come on. Okay, wiggled some wires. Seems to be working again. Oh, real quick before I do anything else, I'm temporarily putting an ATI Radeon 7500 in there, just to see how this rotating monitor thing works. Okay, so first I rotate the output, and now I'll rotate the monitor to match. Cool. Let me adjust that so you can see. There we go. The mouse interactions do not change with the display. So up and down are side to side and vice versa. Maybe I can still game on this? Just put the mouse sideways in my hand? That'll work, yeah? Nope. Apparently the game does not know how to handle this resolution and is now running windowed and terribly. Alright, screw this. Neat gimmick. Let me just uninstall this card real quick. Right, let's get right to some numbers, starting with 3D Mark 99. With all that dust removed, a fresh thermal pasting, a nice new heatsink, it should be just flying. Huh. 5,544 for 3D. That's 16 points lower. Hey, 21,007 for the CPU though. That's 385 points higher than when it was snoozing under the skin duvet. Alright, let's try 3D Mark 2000. Okay, 2,132, 11 points higher than last time. It's something. How about 3D Mark 2001? 984. That's 9 points lower than... Oh, okay, what's the deal? On the plus side, it's averaging about 20 degrees cooler than before, but you'd think they'd give it more overhead to clock it just a little faster? Okay, what about gaming? Surely there's a difference there. Unreal Tournament with the same settings gave me 37.38. That's like a frame and a half dip. Huh. Quake 2 at 800 by 600 gave me 28.2 frames per second. Okay, a little bump. And at 1024 by 768 gave me 20.7 frames per second. Huh. What a mixed bag. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. Always slightly cursed. So I thought, what if I shove a better video card in there? Enter my precious 64 meg purple nVidia GeForce 4 MX440. God, that's a mouthful. Shout out to Geekenspiel for the suggestion. Seriously, go check out geekenspiel.com for some fantastic badges and stickers. This guy is a legend. Anyways, first up, let's try 3D Mark 99 again. 5,879 on the GPU. That's a solid 319 points above the previous best. 21,927 on the CPU. That's a whole 920 points higher. Nice. Maybe this cursed machine can be salvaged yet. On to 3D Mark 2000. Oh. Oh dear. Oh no. Oh no. Yayo. Can't say I love that. Could not initialize my 3D accelerator. Neat. Just gonna try a quick restart, see if that fixes it. Nope. Wow. That's close to as unfixed as it gets. Being on fire is only marginally worse than this. Wait, it's all still there. Like it's geometrically correct, but it's all visually squished. Radical. One step later. Okay, off it goes. Nice. I like what I see. 4,364. Damn, that is 2,232 points better than before. That's over double. Nice. Yep, 3D Mark 2001 doesn't disappoint either, with a score of 3,876. That's just shy of 4 times better than our last best. Wow. Okay, let's throw a softball at it and try Quake 2 again. Okay, 800 by 600 hits 60.1 frames per second. That is extremely playable. 1024 by 768 is almost identical at 59.7 frames per second. Finally, a clear improvement. And probably a frame cap. Man, I can't wait to see how Unreal No. Maybe safe mode will? No. Fine, I'll restart. Let's try again. Recovery mode. Okay, I'll try D3D again. Yeah, no. Fuck, I don't know. Let's try screwing around with DirectX. No. Okay, let's try modifying the ini file. No. What if I go full safe mode, disabling everything non-essential? No. Okay, I'm uninstalling and reinstalling the graphics driver. Oh, yeah, no. Let's reinstall the entire fucking operating system and game on a new drive. Oh. Yeah, no. Fine, let's rage for 5 minutes and then try again. Yes, okay. No. Nope. Shut the fuck down, you 30 ghosts in a shoebox. Okay, maybe we should get a little bit more era appropriate here. Let's shove a proper hard drive in there, another more different video card, maybe drop a Pentium 4 in there and just go full XP. Not fucking today though, oh my god. I am done. Thanks for watching. Call an exorcist.